Hey guys, um, welcome back to Art Alliance for the next 8-week session. This is our first lesson of the 8 weeks together. What I thought I would show you today was how you can make multiple shapes out of a cylinder for a cup or mug, okay? So just using a simple cylinder, I went ahead and evened this out because I didn't want to waste your time watching me do all the things that I did the last session. Um, so what I'm going to do is show you how to make 4 or 5 different shapes for a mug. So you could actually just use this shape as your mug. Add a handle. It's a nice shape. It's not very exciting. So from this cylinder, if I wanted to go and have a shape that's a little bit different, the first thing I could do, and this is a pretty dry cylinder. I went ahead and took all the sludge off the side. Once I finish pulling the wall up, I always do that. It gives me extra time to play with the mug because I don't have all that water on the outside saturating the clay. So it's always a good idea once you pull your wall up and you're satisfied with the thinness to go ahead and get that sludge off. And I just do that with this rib tool, and I just run it up the side like that with my hand inside to support. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to collar this cylinder in. Okay, so I'm just going to start. My hands are like this around the cup. And I'm just gently adding a little bit of water just so my hands don't stick. And I'm just going to start to collar this in. And I'm going really, really slowly. If you go too fast, your rim is going to want to buckle. And that's no fun for anybody. So if we just gently collar in. Gently, gently. Like that. We can get a really nice shape of a smaller neck cup, which keeps your coffee warm because it doesn't have a lot of air place to escape, or air space to escape. That was hard to say. Okay, so that's a nice shape of a mug. You could even, kind of come back out. So go in. I'm just adding a little water inside. Try not to let my fingers drip any water down onto the bottom. You could even just come in and then come back out a little bit and flare the rim just a little bit like that. And see, that's pretty too. Now I did dribble a little bit down there, so I'm just going to gently pull that water off. And then if we wanted it to be a little bit more hourglass shape, you can go in like that. And then come back out here. And I'm going to do that. Straighten that wall right there a little bit. And that's a nice shape, right? I really like that shape a lot. Again, I'm going to keep cleaning the water off the bottom. So I'll stop that so you can see that shape. And then what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put this back into a cylinder, and we're going to do a different kind of shape. So I'm just going to put this right back into a cylinder, pulling out the middle, like that. And then I'm going to grab my rib here, and I'm going to pull all the sludge off, and I'm also straightening that wall back out with the hand inside for support. Get all that sludge off. And now we're almost back into a cylinder. I just got to do a little bit of touch up down here and get a little bit more sludge off the bottom, and then we're good. Okay, so what if we want to go out? Well, hopefully we've left enough clay at the top to pull it out a little bit. So I'm going to reintroduce water. I know it seems silly to keep pulling water off and putting it back on, but it really does make a difference. Okay, so I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm making a little ridge here, and I'm just going to pull out. Okay. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm just going to start to pull up a little bit, pulling it up and pulling it out. Notice again how slow I'm going. Okay. I'm going to clean off the bottom again. Now, again, I'm going to take my rib, and I'm going to use that to start pulling out too. So see, I'm pulling out with that rib very gently. Okay, and I'm going to stop because I've got some sludge I want to take off. And then I'm going to continue to pull this out. Okay, and we're getting there. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Clean this bat up a little bit so y'all can see. I've got a hair that's been following me around, and I keep putting it on the pot, and it keeps following me around. Be careful with hairs, because they can slice your pot like your wire tool can. That's happened to me so many times. Okay, and I'm just going to pull all the way now. And there we have this wide mouth shape. Okay, I'd like it to curve a little more here, so I'm going to do that real quick. And while you're doing this, make sure you check on your rim and make sure you're not leaving it too thin and unpacked, because we want to have a really nice rim, nice and compacted. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out a little bit. Perfect. So I like that shape a lot. It's a more traditional shape of a mug. And so that is, how many shapes we got? 4 maybe. Let's work on this. I want to show you how to alter a piece as well. So so now from this shape, if we wanted to make it square, I really like a square cup or mug. They're fun. They're just different. They're easy to make, but they look more complicated. So what you're going to do is make sure that your hands are really dry. So you can see this part, the inside of your hands are dry. You're going to, let's see if I can do this so you can see. So you're going to bring your fingers across from each other, and you're just going to pull like that. And then just pull your fingers out gently. And then we're just going to spin this like that. And we're just going to pull that way. And like I always say, clay has a memory. And so we're going to pull again like that. And we're going to square it off. And then you can just start to adjust like this. So when you pull the clay, it has a memory, and it will stay that way for you. And let you push it into a square shape like that. So it's a square rim and round body. Now, if you wanted your cup to be more square in the body area, you can take your finger, let's see where you can see. So I'm going to see if you can watch that. You can take your finger and run it up the side like that, okay? On all 4 sides, all 4 corners, and that. Which one? I missed this one. Okay, this one. And in doing that, you change the shape. You can see this shifted up here. So I'm going to square this back off. And all I'm doing is just pulling on these edges, these corners, and asking them to straighten up like that. And I'm just running my fingers up the rim, making it straighten out. And so there you have a square mug or cup. This is a wonderful shape. It's easy to drink out of. And so those are a couple different shapes that you can create just using a cylinder. I hope that y'all will get some good information out of that, and I'd love to see what you make out of it. So I hope you have a really great week, and I'll see you next week. Okay, take care.